Hey everyone, it's Anne Manera and welcome to another color along. We're still continuing on with color along variety book volume 18. And for today's color along, we are using Derwent Intense Pencils on a grayscale coloring page. So let's take a look at the page we're using as I flip through this book. So we've got a grayscale page today. And we're going to use Inktense pencils. Let me just zoom in a little bit. Okay. Just want to warn about the zoom. And we are going to use these pencils dry. And the reason why I mention that is because Inktense pencils, Derwent Intense Pencils, are actually ink instead of lead, like a typical colored pencil. So most colored pencils are made up of lead, and it's a colored lead, but these pencils the lead is made up of ink. So if you've never used these before, this will be a good way to be introduced to them. But let me know in the comments if you are familiar with Derwent Intense Pencils. I have the 12 pack, and typically you use them wet. So you use them like you would use a watercolor pencil, but for today's color along coloring tutorial, we are using them dry. So I hope that this is informative this morning. This page that I'm coloring this morning can also be found in my grayscale coloring book called Sketch. It's a grayscale illustration coloring book. And this is wicked easy. I mean, so easy to do because it's similar to coloring a regular grayscale page. And we've got the darks and the lights, and we're just going to follow along with it as we move along. We're going to do some blending with some different colors. And we're just going to get started. Just want to do a quick reminder that all of the links to all of my coloring books, including the color along book that we're using right now, can be found in the description of this video. You can also find the rest of my books on my website, annemanera.com. Again, link is in the video. And if you are interested in using any of the products that I'm using during any of these color alongs, you can visit my Amazon influencer store. Again, link in the comments, and I do make a small commission from any of those purchases through that link. Last thing I want to say is if you're not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, then would appreciate it if you would subscribe. Also, give this video a like so more people get to see it and YouTube gets to recommend it. And hit that bell so you are notified every time I post a new video. So let's get started. So I am going to start with the bottle. And I feel like that should be a blend of greens. Of course, Scarlett and Paisley, my dogs, are hanging with me today. They're never not around. Right, Scarlett? So let's start out with these greens. So I've got these two green colors from this set. One of them is called teal and one of them is called leaf green teal. I'm going to start out with this leaf green color, and I do have too much of a point on here, so I am going to kind of like dull my point a little bit. And now I am just going to color just an even pressure. Now it's kind of looking like gray, isn't it? But don't worry about that, because as we move along and add this teal color to it, it will look totally different. So we've got this leaf green color here. And I'm just using the same pressure because this is a grayscale illustration page, and similar to a grayscale photograph, you follow the lights and the darks throughout the page. And they will guide you. They will pretty much guide you throughout. Give this a clip here so it stays. Here's my teal. Again, I want to dull that point a little bit. And I'm going to start out in this kind of this lower right hand, to my right anyway, right hand corner. And I'm just kind of pulling up from the bottom because I want that bottom section below the label to be much lighter. And I also, I'm sorry, darker, much darker. What am I saying? Can you hear that texting noise behind me? You know, my color alongs are raw, you know, raw meaning that anything can happen behind me. So I want them to be real life rather than just this kind of like, you know, fake life we've got going on with some videos. I don't know. All right, so now we've got this Let me know what you think about that, by the way. Do you like that they're just kind of like real life, or would you prefer that it sounded like I was in like, you know, a soundproof studio? I mean, I've got dogs walking around. You can hear the click-clack of the nails. Mostly because my dog likes to drag her feet, not because she needs her nails cut. And she kind of shuffles. Yeah, but let me know what you think about that, because I always wonder, you know, should I be... I'm going to actually pull in some apple green in here also, so kind of mix them all together. I always wonder, should I be more, you know, soundproof, you know, better lighting, the whole bit. So I'm always eager to hear what everybody has to say. Feedback, good or bad. So, you know, a couple of weeks ago, this is really exciting. A couple of weeks ago, my YouTube channel hit 10,000 views, which is really, really exciting. So, thank you to all of you who have spent time watching. So, there's my bottle section. Now, this portion here, this is kind of still the neck of the bottle. I already put that leaf green color down, and I want to just put this teal color next. Now, notice I'm just using the same pressure. I'm not coloring any different. I am not, here's my apple. I'm not using any different type of pressure. And there's the cap of the bottle. And I'm going to go with kind of this brownish color, which is called Baked Earth. And I really want to just kind of go in the direction of the object that I'm coloring. So, just make sure that it is, it's kind of a circular motion. It's an ellipse, I guess you would call it. And I'm just going to leave it like that. Now, this label, I'm going to go with this yellow color, which is called Sun Yellow. But I am going to add another color because I want it to maybe look like it's a little bit of an antique look to it. And notice it has those little, like, scribbles. There's my little scribble from the scratch. We've got to, like, mute the phone here. All right, so there is just this yellow color on top of all of this, just to kind of brighten it up, okay? Now I'm going to take that Baked Earth color again, and I am going to just kind of give it a little bit of something here. It's kind of a little bit of a... little bit of a brown. Just so it's kind of a little bit of a scribble that's there. I don't want to really worry about it. And then I'm going to take another green color to make the, well, I don't know, maybe that glass should be like a bluish color, right? Let's go with the bluish. And then inside the glass can be some red wine. Here is sea blue. So I'm just going to color this glass sea blue on the stem of it, okay? Now, what happens when you color a glass? This is really kind of a topic, a hot topic when it comes to coloring. What do you do with this? So let me show you. I'm going to first take the wine color. We'll have red wine today. And I'm going to first color this area here with the wine color. Now, look. See how there's all these, like, shadows in there? Well, that's the part we don't have to worry about because the shading has been done for us. So if we just simply take this and color in the direction of the glass, I probably should, like, if I wasn't doing a video, I would probably have this completely pivoted and twisted rather than twisting my arm to meet the expectation here. And I am going to take a little bit of red because, you know, you got to get the red pigment for the wine, even though we've got this color that's called fuchsia. And I'm just going to kind of put it on its side a little bit. Now, what's going to end up happening here is here we have the wine, okay? But then we have the glass. So what do we want to do? We want to actually pop a little bit of this blue over the wine color. Now, of course, the trick is to make sure that you do not make it so that it blends and turns purple, because blue and hot pink will make, blue and fuchsia will make purple. So there lies the trick, you know. So you want to just kind of, here we're going to have a little bit at the edge of that wine. We've got the blue kind of coming up a little bit. So it just kind of goes over it. So basically what you do is you color what's in the glass first. Same thing would apply if you had a vase of flowers. You would color the stems inside the glass first, and then you would move on to the actual glass that's there and color it on top of the color that you colored. Now we have this, this piece of cheese. And I'm just going to make it a yellow color. And obviously, I mean, I don't think this cheese is actually this yellow. But I just want to kind of dull it down a little bit. Maybe with a little bit of brown. Oh, no, I'm going to do it with a little tiny bit of orange. Just kind of at the edges. And then I'm going to take this baked earth color for the cork. Come here, Scarlett, my friend. For the cork section here, and then this section here. Now, the other part that really makes a difference too is when you add a little bit of black or a little bit of dark brown. So here is some, this is called bark actually. Appropriate since my dog's ready to bark. But I'm just kind of adding it on top of that bark color. Now let's think about what we want to do for the table. And I'm actually thinking that we might go with a little bit of an orange section on the table. All right, so we've got this tangerine color. And I'm going to use it on its side because I don't want it to be scratchy. So if I just use it on its side, just use that same pressure just for the whole thing. Because what's going to happen is it's going to pick up the grays and the lights and the darks. And now this background that we've got going on, we want something that's going to make the rest of it pop. We want something that's going to make the rest of it stand out. And as I look through all of this, I know I had a different blue. Deep indigo, sea blue. We're going to go with the deep indigo color for the background. And I'm going to, again, go on its side. So that we can actually get the whole area. And that's completely covered. Now, I want to take this black that's in this set, which has a really sharp point, and I want that on purpose. It's called ink black. And now I'm just going to kind of give it a little bit of a touch on these lines just to kind of accentuate maybe where the like where the darkest areas are. So underneath this is not really outlining it, but kind of giving that unfinished line. Just kind of wisping it. It's like a flick. So see what happens when you do this? You start out and then you flick up. So it becomes just kind of this flick of the wrist, I guess. So that the line doesn't become, it's not that you're outlining it, you're just kind of giving it a little bit of a black line that will make it look like it's accentuated. It's like an accent to it. Now here we have this kind of black area here, and we want that to really be defined because we want to make sure that this glass looks like it's in front of the bottle. And the same thing here. So that's finished. I'm going to call that complete. I'm going to leave everything the way it is. And again, Grayscale with Inktense pencils. So if you like this video, hopefully you'll give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, give it a subscribe. And this way you'll be following hundreds of free coloring tutorial videos that I have here available on my YouTube channel. And if you hit that bell, you'll be notified every time I post a new video. Hope you have a great day and would love to hear your feedback about Inktense pencils, Grayscale coloring, and of course, head over to my Just Color coloring group on Facebook and pop your finished page in the comments. We'd love to see what you've been able to do. Have a great day.